This is the summary of what happened in the first round. The Las Vegas Raiders went Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana, at number 1. The New York Jets went David Bailey, edge rusher out of Texas Tech, at number 2. The Arizona Cardinals at number 3 got Jeremiah Love, running back out of Notre Dame. The Tennessee Titans at 4 shocked me and a lot of other people, I'm assuming, when they got wide receiver Cornell Tate out of Ohio State. The New York Giants at number 5 got Arvell Reese, edge rusher out of Ohio State. The Kansas City Chiefs traded up with the Cleveland Browns to get Mansour Delane, and the Chiefs had to give up a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick. My Washington Commanders got linebacker Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. That's the guy that I wanted, and the Washington Commanders ended up getting him. I am beyond excited. I know the next pick we have isn't until pick 71. When you don't have a pick till 71, that's a big gap between 7 and 71. So we'll see what happens on day 2. The Saints at pick 8 got Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State. The Cleveland Browns at number 9 got Spencer Fano, offensive tackle out of Utah. The New York Giants at number 10 got the tackle out of Miami. At number 11, Caleb Downs went to the Dallas Cowboys, safety out of Ohio State. The Miami Dolphins at pick 12 got offensive tackle Caden Proctor out of Alabama. Dallas and Miami swapped picks. Another shocking pick was when the Rams at 13 drafted Ty Simpson, quarterback out of Alabama. So he's going to be sitting behind Matthew Stafford for probably a year or 2, learning the system, learning under Matthew Stafford. Great QB to learn the system under. At 14, the Ravens got the best guard in the class. At 15, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got Ruben Bain, edge rusher out of Miami. The Jets, with their second first-round pick at 16, got tight end Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon. The Lions at 17 got offensive tackle Blake Miller out of Clemson. The Minnesota Vikings at pick 18 got defensive tackle Caleb Banks. It was not the safety Dylan Thyman that everybody was expecting the Vikings to draft. At pick 19, the Carolina Panthers went with offensive tackle Monroe Freeling. At pick 20, the Philadelphia Eagles traded up to get Malachi Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. It seems like A.J. Brown is on his way out of Philly. He's probably going to get traded post June 1st. Less cap hit for Philly. At pick 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers got an offensive tackle out of Arizona State to protect either Aaron Rodgers if he decides to come back, or Will Howard, or if they draft a quarterback tomorrow or the next day. We'll see what happens these next couple days during the draft. At 22, the LA Chargers selected Akeem Mesidor, edge out of Miami. At 23, the Dallas Cowboys got edge rusher Malachi Lawrence. At 24, the Cleveland Browns got one of my favorite receivers in the draft, Casey Concepcion, wide receiver out of Texas A&M. Chicago at 25 got Dylan Thyman, safety out of Oregon. They did lose Brisker in free agency. Brisker went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they got their safety replacement. The Houston Texans at 26 got guard Kalen Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. I did have the Texans going guard in my mock drafts, but I didn't have him going Rutledge. I had him going someone else, but same position. At 27, the Miami Dolphins went corner Chris Johnson out of San Diego State. I did not have Miami going Chris Johnson. I thought Chris Johnson would have been like a second round pick. I had him going Colton Hood out of Tennessee. I just thought that might have been a better selection for Miami, but they went Chris Johnson. At 28, the New England Patriots selected Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle out of Utah. Is he going to play left tackle, and is Will Campbell going to switch to right tackle, or is Caleb Lomu playing right tackle, and Will Campbell is playing left tackle? We'll see what happens for New England. At 29, the Kansas City Chiefs selected defensive tackle Peter Woods, who I had going to Kansas City in my first mock draft that I did. And you pair Peter Woods with Chris Jones and that defensive interior, that Chiefs defensive line just got a little bit better. At pick 30, the New York Jets traded back into the first round and got Omar Cooper out of Indiana. So the Jets got, out of the whole first round, the Jets got David Bailey at 2. They got Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon, at 16. And they got Omar Cooper at pick 30. Great draft so far if you're a Jets fan. At pick 31, the Tennessee Titans also traded back into the first round and got edge Kendrick Folk out of Auburn. I thought they would have gone edge or some sort of edge rusher or defensive lineman at pick 4, but they went with Cornell Tate, the wide receiver. So when they traded back into the first round, they got their edge rusher that way. And with the last pick of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks got running back out of Notre Dame, Price, which is the pick that the Seahawks should have made, and they made the right choice. I mean, you lose Kenneth Walker in free agency to Kansas City. You have Zach Charbonnet, who's dealing with a torn ACL. So I think Price is going into the Seahawks as the number 1 back. That was the whole first round of the NFL draft. Tell me in the comments if you liked your favorite team's pick, or if you didn't, who would you have wanted your team to pick? Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will be live again on day 2 of the draft.